Hello, good evening and welcome to the Little Farmer's Farm with me, Guru Mafinda. Now, this morning I was inspired by our old friend, the wise old elf, Joe Lowe, to do a little bit of work down at the allotment. And you're going to see that right now. If you haven't seen the wise old elf's upload from earlier, which was, bear with me one moment, boys and girls, Veg Bed Preparation, UK Allotment 2020, the wise old elf, Veg Bed Preparation, the old elvish way, then please, after this video, go back and check that out, because it's sterling information. We love Joe to bits on this channel. He is the wise old elf, and Rivendell, which is his plot, which adjoins our plot, is fantastic. And we always try and do a catch-up with Joe at least once a month, just to see where he's up to and what words of wisdom he's got. But on this episode tonight, I'm going to be cleaning, tidying, and preparing the pathways, i.e. de-weeding the pathways, and preparing them to suppress the weeds for the next however long, forever. So you'll see that in this episode. So I hope you enjoy that, boys and girls. And if you don't, go like that. If you do, please go like that. But please check out Joe's episode from this morning. It's great. All right. We'll catch you later, boys and girls. Bye-bye. So it's time to do a bit of tidying up, I think, down here on the Little Farmer's Farm. We're going to be sorting out the weeds. We're going to be putting away all the canes. We're going to be generally tidying up and making it look a bit prettier than it currently is. So we'll get on with that this morning, boys and girls. So we've got all these canes down here. They're going to be sorted, sized and tied up and stored away. And we've got all this mess around here and the path at the back there. So all these weeds are going to be cleared away and shifted. This manure is going to be taken up to the top, up there, where the black bins are. And that's the jobs for today. I'm going to do a good hour, a good solid hour on it. Not right, Joe? Good solid hour.
Well, a good solid hour.
That's what we'll be on with.
Just physically pick up the bloody canes, make them into a bundle first and put them somewhere dry.
And put them somewhere dry, you're right.
And talk about it and not bloody do it.
And there we go. So the first job was completed within about 45 minutes actually. I went all around the site. I pulled up the remaining French beans and took all the canes from those. I've got well over 100 canes there of different sizes, and I've stacked them in size from 8 feet, 6 feet, 4 feet and 3 feet into bundles. Also, that's the sort of skirt netting that we put around where the pea beds go and the bean beds go to prevent the pigeons from getting on. So they're sort of like 2 foot canes with the netting on. They're all rolled up and tied. Everything's tied with jute twine. So it's all tied together with jute twine. On the long ones, there's three ties, and then 2 ties on everything else. For the plastic grid netting, we've just used the zip ties. We've got a couple of small zip ties there that we've used. That's the jute twine and the scissors that I used. I've also found quite a few tent pegs. We use the tent pegs for securing down the netting when we put the nets over. Use the tent pegs for securing those. And I've also found quite a few labels that I'm going to use acetone nail polish remover on to clean them up and get them white and ready for reuse. So all the 8 foot canes are stored neatly on the trampoline spring racks in our tiki tunnel, our trampoline frame polytunnel, and everything else is there in the unholy black shed of death. Now, this is the path that's at the side of the lady farmer's shed, the black shed, and it adjoins with Joe's, the wise old elf next door. So what I've done is I've put weed killer on it. It's an organic weed killer that we get from the shop, and that's gone in a pretty strong mix, has been watered onto there. I've emptied this little bucket, move that out the way. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cover that. Now, you'd cover that generally with the weed membrane stuff, which is there, but because we've got we built the super duper trampoline framed polytunnel that you can see right there, the tiki tunnel. What you get with the trampolines when you get the old trampolines to recycle is obviously you get the tramp part, which is this that the kids bounce on, and that's a really thick, fine woven fabric that's suspiciously like top-notch weed membrane in it. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to cut that up into sections, and I'm going to put that down there. There we go. So that's the adjoining path between myself and Joe, and that's about 16 feet by about 3 feet here. And then I've sort of worked the trampoline membranes around the butts, and took that butt out and put it underneath that butt. That's about 1.5 of the fabrics for the trampolines. I've used the tent pegs. If you don't have any tent pegs available, you can get them 10 for £1 at Poundland, and you'll need about 20 for that, so that's about £2. The trampolines themselves cost nothing at all, and you'd need to peg weed membrane, weed membrane, your standard rolls of weed membrane, you need to peg those down anyway. So yeah, it said it's good thick stuff. If you look at it, the weave of it is really, really tight. There's a really tight weave to it, but it will still let moisture through, it'll let the rain through, but it'll retard the weed growth for sure. It's really thick. It's like 2 layers of standard good weed membrane in one layer. So yeah, again, another use for the trampolines, the recycled trampolines. So let's hope we get another wagon load of wood chip, so that I can do the same that Joe's done on that side, and then it'll all blend in nicely. That's what we need now, some wood chip. So fingers crossed we'll get some, because that isn't cheap. So yeah, there you go. The recycled trampolines are a gift that just keeps on giving. And if we didn't pick them up and use them and repurpose them, then they would just go to landfill. And that would be an environmental tragedy, wouldn't it? And a financial one. Because weed membrane isn't cheap, and probably to do that would cost about at least £10. So yeah, and it was free. I've got a lot more of it there as well, so I'm going to be continuing to do that, and then clearing up all the rest of the trash and what have you that's down here in the week. I'll be doing that, just generally cleaning up, and then at the end of the week I'm going to take some video footage from up at the top of the tiki hut. That's the tiki hut, and you'll see the progress. I might do some today actually and just show you how it stands at the moment, and then at the end of the week you'll see the difference. We'll do a comparison. But yeah, there's a lot of work to be done. There's lots and lots of work to be done, and if you've got a reasonably big sized allotment like we have, then you're never stuck for a job, boys and girls. But it's all to the power of the plants and your environment that you're going to be working in. You want a nice place to work, and you want it to look good and be efficient. So practical efficiency is what we're all about, or we will be this week. So yeah, I'll see you on the next one, boys and girls. Take care. Remember, we love you all, and keep growing with your head down. Bye bye now. Yeah, so that was our old friend Joe Lowe, the wise old elf. Wise words indeed. He gets crops year upon year, so check him out. Hope you enjoyed this episode where I was mauling about with the weeding and everything and the coverage. But yeah, check that one out. UK Allotment 2020, the Wise Old Elf Veg Bed Preparation in the old Elvish way. It's well worth a viewing, as they all are with Joe. Alright, catch you later, boys and girls. If I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the window. This is Gunnar Muffinder signing out. And remember, you've probably just seen this, we love you all, and take care of each other and yourselves in these hard times. Have a good week now. Bye-bye.